Yes, first blood. Woohoo!
Oh, don't worry. That thing's basically...
Out of his hands. Lich's caresses out of his hands. Big creatures in general. Meteor golems. You know, just trying to get the big beef out of the hand.
Okay.
Neonate is sick with Epicure. Yeah, but it's not as easy as you think. I'd rather wait until I get Fountain of Renewal with this. It's much better then. Honestly, I think Psychic Corrosion might be something like something of an auto win when we get it. So I'm fully expecting this to get dwindled. There we go. That's good. We have a blocker in the air for the foreseeable future. I can still disperse Dwindle as a response to get a trade with him. I don't care if my stuff gets dwindled in this matchup. What matters is I can keep my Neonate alive to kill him.
I've got more where that came from.
Two-headed zombie, huh? Interesting. That's some spicy stuff, my man. Really? What is that about? What does that tell us? What is that trying to tell? Like, this is trying to tell us something. I don't know what specifically.
Everybody but me.
But this is clearly telling us something. Open the graves. Son, you're not gonna like me very much. I apologize.
Where to? Failing that again.
You want to kill that two-headed zombie? Might as well, right? It's the biggest threat on the board. I know you're ready for this, my man. I know you're ready. You're super ready for this.
An army of expendable minions when you need one.
But it's just not meant to be, dude.
Here it is.
You're just not meant to get any shit out of your creatures. You're supposed to just lose them all. I'm sorry. I know it feels really bad. I know how you feel right now, but you'll feel better tomorrow. I promise. I promise you'll feel better tomorrow. I promise you.
Well, that ought to stop them.
I've been there. Alright, one more land until we get Meteor Golem to snipe that open the graves completely out of the board. I'm expecting Lich's Caress or Dwindle once again on Frilled Sea Serpent. Don't mind that at all. I wouldn't be surprised to see his own Meteor Golem come out to kill Frilled Sea Serpent. Most of the time it's going to be Lich's Caress, if it is going to be removal. That's an interesting choice. Wow, really just an Open the Graves small dudes deck. I don't think that's a very wise choice.
What in the multiverse is that?
We're gonna make a very sketchy play here. We're gonna let him entertain the fantasy that this will work. I'm worried about Death Baron, but I think we can actually still screw with him if he does that. I'm slowly understanding Magic more. Glad to hear that! That's good! Game's not easy to get into, but it's super satisfying. This costs 7 mana to go ahead and get unblocked, like, be unblockable. I don't like that prospect. I like that we're currently set up in a position where he's gonna be very, very hard-pressed to shake us off. I don't care to spend 7 mana on dealing 4 when I can just generate infinite damage with these guys. And I have no incentive to swing. I could attack with this, but I get so little. And if I try to disperse this last minute and it turns out to be cancelled, then I'm just back to square one. I'd rather be able to use something as a response when he goes for his, I don't know, his own Frilled Sea Serpent. I still have Skeleton. He's gonna eventually deck himself out. Really? Totally lost? Like, that's a pretty big waste of resources, right? What does that do? He puts it back on top of my deck. So what? Like, what has that accomplished? This is a grindy game. There's nothing happening here. He's not seizing tempo. He's not using it to attack me with an Aven Wind Mage. It's just doing nothing. Now, before I block, I'd like to test the Open the Graves. Does that get cancelled? Yes, no, maybe. That's all I want to know. I'm just curious. Does this get cancelled? It does. Fair enough.
An oozling has spawned.
Does this get abnormal endurance?
Fly over any blockers on the ground.
Shadowfax! Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub, my boy. An oozling has spawned. That's right. Alright, so let's see it. Does he have Essence Scatter?
I see. You are closer to enlightenment than I thought.
People are so upset about the custom cards for MTGA. Like, don't even imagine what would happen if they changed the way lands work, dude. Like, that flipping a shit like this just tells me that you literally can't have...
Some creatures can beguile you with their charm.
a conversation about anything.
Oh, look at its little hat. So cute.
But I'll admit that the precedent is weird. I think my opponent just decided to give up. He's like, you know what? These little zombies aren't gonna work. All right, nailed it.
How will you fare when I turn your...
I think Scholar of Stars is a good main deckable, but I think I might be able... I think I should probably cut the Scholar of Stars in this deck. In the main, and just play another Frilled.
Keep going. You can do this.
Are you gonna play in the new WoW expansion? So I will definitely fish. But I don't know how much more I'll be doing. I really don't know how much more I'll be doing. I mean, I kind of have to keep this, and given my curve, but
If you keep to the shallows, you will never learn.
I like having Fountain of Renewal as my first play of the game. So let's calculate how often this sticks, shall we? Let's try to calculate how often this sticks during the game. 1. Let's not reveal we're black yet. I hate this card. We're gonna lose to like Skyrider Patrol. They always seem to have it. 2. They always seem to have Skyrider Patrol. I mean, I'm assuming I'm just gonna get Explosive Apparatus. Three. Oh boy, I'm so worried about Rapid Bites. I'm just Skyrider Patrol, man. Just Skyrider Patrol. Just... That card gives me headaches. Aviation Pioneer's fine. I don't mind that. Four. Colossal Dreadmaw is a bit of a problem here, as it does bypass the skeleton, which we're counting on to sort of yield long-term value.
Behold, a
Interesting choice. I was wondering what the trick was. That's what it was. He got me. That's 5. Five triggers so far. A lot of life. We're running out of things to do here. This deck needed an Arcane Encyclopedia, if I have to be honest with you. Like, if I could rewind and pick one card out of any card in this entire... I mean, granted, I take Gin of Wishes, probably, but I think something like Arcane Encyclopedia is what this deck wanted. I'm afraid of Rabid Bite, but it's not the end of the world if it does happen. Like, again, I can mitigate most of the damage of this little Thopter, as it's only dealing half damage, as long as I have the Fountain into play. It's an extension called Deckmaster CDN. Made by a man named Fugi. This is a bit weird. I actually quite like this move now. Oh, it tapped all my black, of course, because I don't need my black anymore. So now we're gonna kill him over, you know, 20 turns currently, but I think we're gonna die long before that happens, based on what I'm currently looking at. I expect him to put that on the 2/2 Thopter, which I'll be happy to trade with.
Why don't you make the first move? I insist.
Do you think he has Essence Scatter in hand?
She's up to something.
Do I pop the Rogue Gloves or do I pop the Wind Mage? I think I popped the Rogue Gloves.
Yes,
It's awful, but I think that's what I gotta do.
I'm sure that will work out well for you.
And I think if I swing with Epic here, very often I actually get to force a trade with the Wind Mage, which makes me pretty happy. Or he just takes 4 and doesn't care, which is usually also a pretty good line for us. Yeah, the gloves have to die. This thing is too dangerous with the amount of Thopters he seems to be generating. The card draw is just something I can't recover from in this matchup. It seems like he's playing a grindy version of green-blue. Those aren't the most common, but they do happen. Alright, well, this is game then. That's pretty game over, I think. We're like at 7 triggers now, and of course... I mean, what else did you expect, right? Of course, it would have to be more lands. It's okay, though. I'm used to it. We gained 8 life or so out of Fountain. We'd be at 12 now, which means we'd be an imminent lethal. To be fair, we kind of are there, given the way this game has panned out. We haven't been able to put on much counter pressure. He does have Talons, which is very good with Thopter little shitheads. Fountain of Renewal is gonna be okay to give us a card draw, but like I'm looking for what Neonate at this point. Pretty much the only card that's gonna save me, if anything is. Unequaled! Thank you for the Prime sub, my man. Our opponent's starting to realize, hey, wait, this thing's starting to get really dangerous here.
Follow your passion, I always say. Might as well get paid to do what you love. I've been waiting for this moment.
This has been 9 life so far, right? 9 life. Which means we'd be at 6 and dead on board currently without this. We're about to hit the 10 mark, which is the fabled mark. I call this the point where the health has turned into tempo, which I think it has this game.
You take another hit like that.
And my opponent can't even tell that it did. I'm fairly sure my opponent can't even tell that this has turned into tempo. Because it doesn't look that way. That's a fascinating choice.
Block first. Then it's time for some trickery of your own.
And I'm being polite here.
Cast it now.
Very clever. What's the matter? Losing your nerve? You've fallen right into my trap.
Get ready.
He has to block too. Wait, was he always dead if I push with everything? No. I had him at 1. But I probably could finish the job on the following turn. So he needs to find a 2 damage ping here from hand.
I'm a goner.
It's not impossible. It would have to be Titanic Growth, which again isn't impossible,
Looks
but
like
it's
you let your
unlikely.
guard down.
So we're currently at like -1 or -2 here. I can't use the neonate. It doesn't have charge, dude. I can't. It doesn't have haste. Sorry, like I can't use it all the time. There's a limit to how many times per turn I can use this damn thing. He's just dead on board here.
Lose already.
Now you've got it.
So Fountain of Renewal pretty much won us this entire game. Which is why when a lot of people tell me, I mean, granted it did deal a lot of damage to him because of the Epicure. When people ask me how good the card is, it's hard for me to explain it without showing it because it's not obvious that it's going to give you so much time to play with. I don't think that's obvious at all. Man, I don't know how to play against this guy. I don't know what I'm supposed to be building for. I mean, I did get unlucky with the neonates. I didn't find a single one for like a decade. But I'm not sure I'm supposed to be on Frilled Sea Serpent for this matchup. It's just too big. His creatures are just too big. I almost feel like I should be on Duress. I could also just rush him down with Gearsmith. No, I don't have enough artifacts. Let's go with this and see how it goes.
There is no greater folly than to stand against me.
Yikes. Tough decision.
What time is it in British summertime? It's 1:41 a.m. So that's 5 hours away from me. So that's 7 p.m. my time. Yeah, sounds good.
Look surprised. I do as I choose.
It's 2 p.m. my time, basically. 2 p.m.
It is all
BST. I have to take away 5. It's about 9 a.m. here,
everything here exists or perishes
or so.
by whim,
Yeah.
including you.
Only for newer players. Ever those who played Hearthstone have to know health is tempo in a lot of situations. Everybody knows that health is a resource, but that health is tempo specifically is actually... I mean, in Hearthstone, we started to notice it because druids have been gaining, you know, 75,000 health. They've started to gain like 1,000 health.
Mortality itself
The cam again.
to command.
I'm so tired of this Windows 10 shit. Oh my god, dude. It just fucked up every piece of hardware I own. It's so frustrating, man. So frustrating. Like, I'm just so annoyed by this, and I don't even know how to fix it either. That's a very unfortunate series of draws, I would say. Like, this is just very unfortunate. Oh boy. Alright, we have to use Disperse now, even though it sucks. Because I have to play Gearsmith Guardian next turn. To be fair, Reassembling Skeleton can fight on the ground, but it's just not good enough currently. I need to hit my stride at 6 mana-ish. I can play Drake, which will slow him down with Explosive Apparatus. But that's one turn off of where I want to be making that play. Although, it might be worth doing just because... I know for a fact, like, if he doesn't hit a 6th land drop, which I doubt he doesn't, but if he doesn't, then that slows him down tremendously. And then it gets me to Meteor Golem earlier. Potentially. I'm pretty much on a Hail Mary at this point. Would I consider going back to Windows 8.1? I feel like it's impossible though. I don't think I can downgrade from, like, without doing a full like, reinstall. He did miss a land drop. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate.
Hold back, so you can prepare.
That's a very unfortunate outcome for us. That card is too fucking OP when it gets going and it... Okay. Oh, this game's over. We can't win this. It's impossible. It's a 0% chance. It's not even like... I don't even think Meteor Golem gets me out of this. I'd have to get Psychic Symbiont. Like now. Psychic Symbiont off the draw without getting cancelled or counterspelled. No, there was no wipe today. Not as far as I'm aware, at least. Alright, are we playing Big Drakes here? Or just replaying Aven Windmage? Replaying Aven Windmage it is. So I have to kill that thing in the air, sadly. As soon as I get a chance. I have one chance, it's like now. Sea Serpent is a potato, don't need that crap. We have to Mind Rot.
Well done.
And hope he doesn't have Disperse, because we're dead next turn if he does. Dwindle. We lose to Disperse every time. And I'm fairly sure he has it.
Enough of that.
So he goes like Disperse, attack, 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 buff the mare, cycle a card. I don't even know if, like, it... Yeah. Titanic Growth, really? It'll work here. It works here. I wish I had kept my Disperses now. Had I known, I would have done that, but it's too late. Upside is, I can still win on Meteor Golem if there's no more flyers. That's a decent draw. I mean, it's not awful is what it isn't, but he can just Gear per Guide to guarantee the kill. Yeah, 6 mana, Gear Pour, hits the face, I'm dead. Well, I was looking for land for Meteor Golem, but I'll do that some other decade when Magic doesn't decide to hit me against these opponents. Alright, do I have to try to get under him now? That's the question. Do I just have to try to get under him? Or maybe I just have to try to not draw a single Vampire and Neonate. That'll be good. That one day where I actually start drawing them, it'll be great. That'll be fantastic. I'll have a great time when that happens. When I start drawing my Neonates on 1. Maybe I just mulligan hard for Neonates on 1. That and Fountain. I don't know, with 3 of them, you'd expect I'd get 1. I'm going first, but I don't want. Thank you. Thank you with the 1 blue mana. Fucking great. Great, just great. I love going first when I don't get the choice. I don't want to start first in this matchup. I don't want to start first. I do not. Like, I never, ever, ever, literally ever want to start first. It's never happened in my... I've never asked myself, man, wouldn't it be great to start first here? I've never thought so. This deck wants to go second every single time, unless it's up against red-white aggro. I don't want to start first in this fucking draft. How is this called competitive draft?